Hello, everybody. Hi, Lord Tamberlane. Securities in miniature. Abaddon the Despoiler. Yeah. Big surprise there, right? His derpy looking face and his big shiny claws and magic sword and wanting to look just like Mr. Guilliman or whatever his name is. Yeah. So, we're going to attempt to build this. I gotta say, I like this a lot more than the original model because I thought that looked super block. But you know what? Let's take a look at what we got in the box. Got a base. That's good. Instrucciones. What is this? Some kind of blanching artwork. And this, I thought there was like a special slipcase cover or something. Oh, there is. Okay. I just didn't open the box correctly. Oh, look at me. Whoa. Ooh. Anyway. All right. So let's take a look at the sprue. Let's take a look at this. I'm curious. Yeah, I'm going to put that on my wall, man. No. For as nerdy of a teen as I may have been, I never had any kind of model artwork on the wall. Not that I can remember. And anyway, if I was going to put something up, I'd put this up. Why couldn't they ever give him a helmet? I don't know. The helmet would have been looking so much better, but whatever. Okay, so let's get to the nitty-gritty meaty stuff here. So obviously, not tons and tons of pieces, surprisingly. And his waist and body looks rather small. But I think that's just the looks of it. Seems like you can actually build him without the cape, because I know on GW's website itself, it seems like they have him posted there. We got the trophy rack. Where's our top knot? No, it's not the top knot. I'm just curious. It looks like something on the base. Where are you, top knot? Oh, here you are. That's not that over the top. I mean, honestly, the dude in Blackstone Fortress has a more impressive top knot, I think, than this one. I do like the base details. You've got the Crush Marine getting stepped on. A couple of helmets laying around down there as well. Very reminiscent of our our Ultramarine Primarch Guilliman's, similar base where he's stepping on a Chaos Marine. So I am going to attempt to build this, and we will take a look at the finished model, and we'll see how it stacks up with some of the other Chaos and Marine models that we've got laying around. Let's see, shall we? All right, behold the Despoiler as I knock over everything else around me. Let's talk about the Despoiler here, shall we? Let's get him closed up. There we go. So a couple of interesting things. The build itself was actually very straightforward, even more so than our Ultramarine Primarch. One of the interesting things was behind the head. So the back of the head is actually attached to the inside of the torso. There's like a whole little compartment that reminded me of like the interior of airplane model kit. Like no one's ever going to see it. I guess you might see it if, well, you don't include the top knot, but that's kind of silly because it's kind of part of him. I'm not sure why that was even there. Interesting bit about his shoulder pads here, because I mean he is supposed to be wearing Terminator armor last I checked. I haven't actually looked at the rules, but he's got like these weird hydraulic piston things on the inside, and you can see them if you ever look at the model kit. You know what? I'll show them later, maybe on the actual artwork on the instruction manual. But other than that, I mean, it was kind of interesting the way the shoulder pads are actually separate and they're really removed from the rest of the body. I like that. It's better proportioned. Sometimes, especially in Terminator armor, the proportions just look weird and janky. For example, this guy right here, I can't stand how like tiny his waist is. It looks awkward, and the way the shoulder pads sit compared to him. So I mean, they're both wearing Terminator armor supposedly. Let's take a look at how they stack up size wise. So you can see Abaddon has definitely got a distinct size advantage. And I mean, they're both wearing the same suits of armor, but obviously he's had those growth hormones while he's been floating around in the warp, I guess. And it pays like to have our regular good old-fashioned Marine hanging out with him there, and you can see that, yeah, Abaddon is a much bigger fellow. Even with the Primaris in play, he's still got the size on him. Maybe not so much as if there was a guy in Gravis armor, or let's say our Ultramarines Primarch. Yeah, I know he's not painted. You all can keep your tutting gray shamings on hold for now. Someday I'm actually going to paint Guilliman. I'm not sure if I want to. I was thinking about doing him in Custodes colors for some reason. Don't ask me why. Anyway, we'll get rid of him right now. But there is that interesting dichotomy between their bases, which, again, bears mentioning because it is kind of a neat little touch. They both have those weird sconce brazier things. I don't think Guilliman has any kind of Aquila or anything on there. He's just got the dead Chaos Marine. But back to the man of the moment. I wanted to talk about a couple of other things. So obviously I don't have his cape attached yet or his trophy rack. They're both pretty simple in terms of how they go. This section of the cape, there's 3 little sections. It just kind of clips on like that and boom, he's good to go. And at first I was worried because the parts, not this part, but the other part here, the second major part, the third part just kind of covers up the shoulder pad armor. And there we go. It all kind of snaps in place. It actually extends below his feet. That was kind of weird, but when you think about it and he's on the base, the cape kind of goes down the slope of the base. Whatever. Anyway, so I'm going to deal with that later because obviously it's going to be very difficult to actually paint inside with the cape in the way. I do like all of his wires and various growths on him. Of course, as I've mentioned many times, I'm a big fan of all the chaos mutations on these types of models. So that was a definite plus. Gun barrel is going to need to get drilled out if you're a stickler for those kinds of details like I am. But overall, I mean, he's just a really, really cool looking model. I'm very happy that I picked him up. And I thought long and hard for quite some time about picking up some of the third-party ones, especially the War Games exclusive one. And who knows, I may end up still picking it up somewhere down the line. But I feel like it was worth the wait for the sculpt. It looks cool. The claw is a nice prominent feature. You know, the sword, the pose, it's very reminiscent of Guilliman and his similar style. So that was a very cool touch. A couple of other interesting things. The markings and the style of the Black Legion armor that Abaddon is wearing is really clearly, obviously, obviously since they're the same Legion. But the Black Legion guys in Blackstone Fortress actually have a lot of callbacks to Abaddon's armor as well in the iconography, in the details, in the knees with the arrows. An interesting touch I thought was also with the organic wires, but also where I saw one big similarity, if you can see it, there's that little face on the bolter there where the shells get discharged. It's the exact same setup as the Blackstone Fortress guys. I thought that was an interesting little touch with the weapons. So obviously price is something that needs to be discussed because our friend Abaddon here is not cheap. But if you're going to be like one of those super painter dudes getting your Golden Demon award, yeah, it's probably worth it. If you're going to play hardcore Chaos Marines, I don't know, maybe. I wanted Abaddon for a long time anyways, and I've wanted a Abaddon style figure with the big claw and just menacing pose, so I'm happy with it. I got it for a very reasonable price from a third-party seller, so that's fine by me. And also, I didn't mention the trophy rack. We didn't even talk about that. I'm going to wait on this just because it's going to be a pain to paint all those little details if his armor and top knot are in the way. Interesting, we have a Gene Stealer skull there along with our usual Marine helmet. So, Abaddon, I'm going to say you were worth the wait. Very nice model. And you guys all know where to find that if you're interested. With that said, this is High Lord Tamerlane with Obscurities and Miniatures saying thanks for watching. Check out some of our other videos, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye-bye.